Welcome back, folks, to another thought session with your boy Andy here. As of recent, I started thinking to myself, nothing in life comes easy. And in order to get to where you want to go, hard work and dedication are two of the main keys to success that most, if not everybody, goes ahead and tries to focus on. Now, in my perspective, there is a third key in all of this. Some, maybe half, might say that consistency is that third key. But to me, consistency kind of sounds like a subcategory to the dedication part. For me, really, the third key is perseverance. You need perseverance in day to day life whenever you get some negativity or any of the sort that comes towards some of the progress that you're trying to make. And that perseverance, that ability to push through, is the thing that is probably way more necessary than just talking about consistency alone or just talking about anything else. Perseverance is a big thing, and I think is the proper third musketeer to this three. Now, in the last couple of videos, I got a few dislikes, and with this being a small channel, those dislikes hit really, really hard. Now, obviously, you've heard me in the past videos state that, I'm trying to figure out why, I'm trying to understand what's going on, and one person has been consistently commenting throughout the entirety of those videos, and I thank her for that. I really do appreciate you. You always give me something to think about, and based on at least your most recent comment, it gave me things to think about that, okay, there are maybe two that are probably the key factors as to why these dislikes are coming in, and that is relatability, and I keep things a little bit more private than most people would like. So I figured, why not go ahead and make a video about those two topics really quickly, very briefly, because I know people don't like super long form content, and I just want to make this as brief and concise as I possibly can. So, without further ado, let's get into the first topic: privacy. As an individual, as a human being, to me, privacy is an unalienable right. Let's get that straight. It is a God-given right at this point. If you want to keep things private, if you're not ready to share certain things, if you're not ready to get out into the public and, give every single piece of information, like I kind of do when I talk about my nephrotic syndrome, for example. If you're not ready to go ahead and talk to people about it, that's okay. That's okay. To me, again, privacy is your God-given right. If you want to keep it private, that's fine by me. So, on the whole privacy scheme, I started thinking, all right, so why is all of the information? So it's obviously going to be about my daughter, because the last couple of videos kind of stemmed from the NICU stuff. So in relation to that, why is it necessary to have all of the information? Why, if there is a problem with the videos, if there is an unrelatable factor to the videos, why not comment? Why not get in there, and why not say something? Again, that one person has always been commenting, and I thank you for that. You are an absolute champion for doing that. And then the most important question I think I need to ask: did anyone ask why I would like to keep those things private? Not really. Too much. It's too much for one person to ask why to keep it private, rather than, how easy it is to just get angry that I didn't divulge the information in the first place. The truth is, at least to me, society convinced you, society convinced me, and everybody we know around us that if we do not share everything, especially with the fact that we are on social media more now than ever, if we don't share everything, then A, it's secrets, B, it's what is he hiding or what is she hiding, and C, most importantly, your content is not dramatic enough to draw a few people's attention. That's kind of the way I think about it, at least. So it begs the question, what if I did share all of the information, what my daughter has, what the NICU was really like for us? Well, not I told you what it was really like, but maybe share pictures of what happened in the NICU and do all of these fancy things. What then? What would you do with all of that information? Would that make it relatable enough for you? Yeah, to some degree it might. Would you possibly also now start to comment in the comment section below, stating that your child may have the same thing or something similar? There's a possibility of that. But you might want to keep that part private too. Maybe you don't want to comment on YouTube. Who knows? And maybe lastly, would you call myself and my wife brave for going through the things that we went through and so on and da di da di da? Maybe a small group of people might. See, one of my reasons why I choose not to tick the sob story box and blurt out all of that information is because at the end of the day, when you and I are done singing kumbaya around this imaginary fire that we think that we're having together, the statistics on what my daughter has or what your child has or whatever the case may be is still what it is today. I'll give you a hint. Most of you can probably figure this out and look it up online and whatnot. I'm still not going to tell you what she has, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it out from this point. 1 in every 2,500 babies will contract this type of issue, right? Now, that may not seem, at least it's like 1 in every 2,500. Oh, no, that's okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That may not seem right, too high, right? But in reality, it is. It's very high. So as far as the goggle's concerned, Google, roughly in America alone, there are about 3.6 million babies born every year. Roughly. And if we do the quick math on that, 3.6 million divided by 2,500, that comes out to, and maybe my math is wrong, who knows? But that comes out to roughly anywhere from 14 to 1,500 kids, right? Now, again, to you, that number may not seem gigantic. And in reality, it's not gigantic, at least compared to 50, 60, 70 years ago, way back in the mid 1900s and so on and so forth. That number was way higher than what it is today. But let's just talk about today. 14 to 1,500 kids will be affected by this every year in the United States alone. Why? See, that's my thing. I personally don't care for us to talk about each other's sob stories and sing kumbaya around an imaginary fire. I am more in tune with the fact that I want to understand why this is happening, how this is happening. Is this do we need to take care of all these mothers better? Does the father have a play in this? Is there something we could do within the pregnancy to make sure that, because this particular organ forms in the first trimester, and in reality, should we be doing something more so that the first trimester this organ can form perfectly fine, and then we can move on to the rest of the stuff and better health for the baby and so on and so forth? Like, I'm trying to think outside the box. I'm trying to get all of this thought process through, and me telling you the sob portion of what happened in the NICU and what happened here, there, and the third is just truly not gonna help anybody. It sure as heck ain't gonna help me with all of these questions that I have, because I just want to know. I just want to know. Why did this happen? And how can we prevent it? Not just for myself for wanting a second child, but for every other new parent, so they don't have to go through this kind of thing. Again, 1,400 kids may seem like a nothing number to you. It's a big nothing burger. To me, and to many other parents, 1,400 is too much. It's too much for today's technology. That's my spiel. The other part of me not wanting to divulge the privacy of my child is the fact that, what say does she have in all of this? She's only a toddler. She's only going to turn 2. She can't say, "Daddy, please don't tell people about my stuff." She can't say that just yet, right? So it's up to me to be able to monitor that privacy until she gets older. And then when she decides that she wants to tell more people, well, sweetheart, that's your decision. And I'm going to let you make that decision when you're a big girl. Right now, daddy has to make the decision on who exactly gets to know. And in my honest opinion, it's a 50-50 reality with that kind of thing. All right? Some people will have to know. Like, for example, teachers, principals, anybody within the school system. When I send my kid to school, they will have to know. Okay? Any new doctors or whatever the case that may be that we visit, they will have to know. And then, yes, obviously some other parents will know, depending on who I tell and so on and so forth, because we're just that close to them and whatever the case may be, immediate family, so on. Sure, fine. But I think the most nitty gritty of all of this can be done in focus groups and so on and so forth. Like, for example, the hospital here in Florida that we took our daughter to, every February, they do something. They do something for this particular issue, and parents are allowed to go to it with their children, and they can mix, mingle, and talk. That's the perfect place for all of that information to be divulged. I don't care to divulge it that much on the internet because it's our privacy. It's my daughter's privacy. See, when I told people when I was younger that I had nephrotic syndrome, they always treated me as if I was handicapped. Oh, he's sick. Oh, he can't do nothing. We need to slow down for him. No, you don't. I never told you to slow down for me. I never asked you to slow down for me. I was able to keep up. You just made the assumption that I was handicapped, that I could not keep up. And I don't want that same situation for my daughter. So I'm not going to go ahead and tell people the whole story. I'm sorry. That's just not the way this cookie gonna crumble. But I really hope that kind of clears some things up. That kind of helps you to understand why I want to keep some of this stuff private. My daughter's not handicapped. And more importantly, we just got approval from our cardiologist 3 days ago from me filming this video. It is, what day is it? Well, what day is it? It's May 3rd at this time. So 3 days ago when we went to go talk to the cardiologist, we got full-on confirmation because we had to do a little bit of a procedure, so to speak. Not an invasive procedure, just a normal, basic kind of thing. Scanning. Let's call it a scanning. And we got the all clear. My daughter could run in the Olympics right now if she wants to, based on what the cardiologist said. So as far as I'm concerned, she's not handicapped. I'm not handicapped. But when I was younger, that situation arose because too many people knew. And again, I don't want that for my kid. I truly don't. And quite honestly, if you want to call me insecure about it, you're more than welcome to call me insecure about it. I don't care. My daughter's privacy, my daughter's life means way more to me than some people who are just upset because they could not relate to the video. I'm so sorry you could not relate to the video, but in reality, I hope that what I said earlier in this video about the statistics resonates with you a little bit better. Not, you don't have to relate, you need to resonate. I hope that resonates with you a little bit better when it comes to, you know what, he's got a point. Why are the statistics still this high if doctors, nurses, the whole nine are stating that today's technology is so far advanced that, we should be able to detect and do this and do that and yada, yada, yada. Well, we should also be able to prevent, right? Why can't we? Topic 2 on relatability, being relatable. To me, this is very quick, and I'm just going to read off the little bullets that I have here in the script. So, number 1, I can never relate to everyone. That's just the honest truth. Number 2, I don't plan on relating to everyone. Part number 3, which goes in with number 2, there are near 8 billion people on this planet. If 10 million of them like my content and like what I have to say and like my ideas, and then together, me and the 10 million people that will potentially subscribe, because you got to dream big, right? The 10 million people that will potentially subscribe to this channel, we work together and we create something beautiful that is able to help other people. Then you know what? I think the job has been done right. We don't need all 8 billion, but 10 million definitely is a good, strong number to make a change. The next point, I started this channel to talk mainly about me, not to talk about too many of the nitty-gritties that go on with my family. I just wanted to voice my thing about that because it did affect me very deeply, all right? But in reality, this channel is supposed to be about me coping with my partial anxiety issues, and at least according to the therapist, PTSD. It's supposed to be about me trying to learn from other people. It's supposed to be about you guys trying to learn from each other and, vice versa. You learn from me. And it's for us to come together as human beings so that we can all collaborate together and understand what one another is trying to do. I'm not going to force you to share information you don't want to share on this channel. This is a safe space. You don't need to do that if you don't feel comfortable. Matter of fact, we can do that offline, separately, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be in the comment section if you're not ready to share that kind of stuff. Yeah? I will do my best to try and make my reach to as many people as I possibly can who think just like me, so that once we can come together, we can collaborate and understand each other and make the world just a little bit better, okay? Just a little bit better for human beings. Because in all of the chaos that is today, we need it. So let's wrap things up because this thing has gone on way long enough. I said it was going to be brief, and I guess not. It's not going to be brief. You're entitled to your privacy, no matter what. It's, to me, again, your basic human right, your unalienable right, your God-given right, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to people please on this channel, and I sure as heck ain't going to start now. It's okay for you to keep things to yourself, not just from commenting in the comment section below, but in your day-to-day life, in your job, in your home, with your friends, so on and so forth. It's okay to keep things to yourself. That's what makes us individual and human, because we have our own things going on. Be yourself. Don't flaunt it all just to get the attention. Second, you don't have to relate to everyone. There's just no way you're going to be able to relate to everyone. If it is meant to be, everybody who will flow into your life and flow into my life and so on and so forth, everybody who will flow in will be guided by the universe, and the universe will go ahead and make sure that those people are the right people and the right fit for you in your day-to-day life as a human being and as them as human beings, okay? Honestly, trust in God, trust in your family and closest, nearest, and dearest friends, and believe in your own pursuit for happiness. I'll catch you on the next one.